Hi everyone, my name is Sasha, and in Dodo I'm in charge of IT. Let me tell you about what we were doing with Dodo IS in June and July. First, a few footnotes. I will be mostly speaking about the things that are active and working in production. I mean, I will not be talking about the updates that will be in the upcoming release in just a few days. Still, I will not be talking about them. Of course, there will be a couple of spoilers, by all means, I cannot do without it. But still, stay tuned for a couple of exciting updates for Dodo IS. And another small remark. I know we are going to talk about what has been released into production, but every time when we make this sort of presentation, we need to pick what exactly we will be talking about. We update Dodo IS a few times a day sometimes, or certain products may be updated 5 times a day. That's why for this presentation we pick the most interesting and impactful updates that, in our opinion, made the strongest impact on the users. So let's go, shall we? I split my presentation into 2 major parts. First of all, we'll be talking about the changes in the market. Of course, we have market products and teams, we have global products and teams for all of the concepts. Let's first talk about markets. First, pizza. The most exciting update for pizza, the most evident update for pizza is Stories. Stories is the thing that majorly updates the way we interact with our clients, the way people, our clients, interact with information. Of course, this was invented by Snapchat and Instagram, and that is per se a standard for many marketing campaigns at the moment, for many products to deliver communication to the client. In my opinion, Stories truly livened up our app. Now they are available in 30% of cities in Russia. Soon they will be available all around the country, then Eurasia, then globally. All of the communications will be delivered in a new way to you via Stories. Another curious update for pizza is walking distance to the restaurant, the nearest restaurants. It seems to be the small thing, but we're using geography, geolocation, geosystems more and more for client products. If you have ever made an order via the app and just mixed up with the restaurant, even this thing will soon disappear. In a couple of weeks there will be a new interesting update to fix that sort of mistake as well. Another update for pizza. We're asking the client where the client wants to order. Takeaway or in-store. Takeout or in-store. We are now polishing up the app, fixing small details, making them perfect. Often we see that clients are confused. They wanted to make a takeout, but they accidentally made an order to sit down and eat in the restaurant. So as soon as the client opens the app, there's the floating window asking whether the client wants to order takeout or delivery or sit down and eat in the restaurant. Another important update is native chat within the app for support. We did have the support before, of course, but with call centers. Then we moved it into Telegram Messenger. Now there's the fully available native chat available for clients in Russia within the app. Again, it has not yet been deployed everywhere. And it's not about making a chat and just deploying it. It's more about teaching the automatic bot to solve small problems with certificates and promo codes, so that also a person would be available always for communication. I actually tried to solve a problem in chat very quickly. It took me less than 5 minutes the last time I tried it. I was shocked and glad. Another important update for the app, which helps clients to pick, to put items into the basket. This is the thing about favorite products. Your favorites. The items that you've been ordering the most. We are automatically putting them in a separate section of favorites so that it will be easier and quicker for you to make an order. A few words about a donor. The guys have been updating and improving delivery, one of the spoilers that I've mentioned earlier. Very soon they'll have the delivery up and running. Another important update, online receipts, online checks. Here's the real example of mine. I went to Doner and bought about 1,000 rubles worth of Doner. A few words about our coffee concept, Drinkit. There's this very fun thing with trainings. When we opened a restaurant in Samara, there were so many guests in the first days, and the guys invented this exciting idea with kind of a training machine, a simulator that simulates orders at a certain frequency, so you can train the team to work faster and faster and faster during peak hours. This is very simple and trivial. There were no specific capital investment. You see, it's a super simple interface. However, this thing helps the team to get ready, be prepared to the flood of a ton of real life clients. Another fun point about the Drinkit. There's this new cabinet and it has more cells. So, the most important thing about these cells is that they're powered separately. They're completely autonomous. If one of them dies, others keep working. And there's also exciting lighting there. If you've not visited Drinkit, please do go and see this cabinet for yourself. It's much more informative and reliable. A few words about our international business. We've launched Poland recently. This is a big sort of thing. IMF team has been able to put it into reality. This is not the only thing that they've done. We'll also be telling about the cashiers and our B2B products. So, a few words about our global products that are made for all of the products and all of the concepts. These products work everywhere. First thing, pretty unusual for us. This is customer feedback on the motivation screen in the restaurant. So the team can see that. So that pizza makers can get inspired. They've just delivered the order and they see the reaction of the client right away. Very motivating, but there is one peculiarity, one caveat there. The way we have put it together, it's not just a simple backlog task, no. We did it actually at Hackathon. So the guys came together and invented this idea, it would be cool to do this, and they actually led that to production and deployed it everywhere in every Dodo country. A few words about our courier app. It's going in stride. We've launched it in Britain, Lithuania, Poland, and Estonia. We integrated it with Waze. If I'm not mistaken, this navigator service belongs to Google, and it's quite special. It's community-based. It's crowdsourced. Very popular in European countries. Also, we have made geo-targeting for $42, so it's possible to see where your courier is. We have been working a lot with feedback in the courier app, and we added functionality of giving feedback from the client about the courier and the delivery. Also, in addition to Google Play Store and App Store for iOS, there are also Honor and Huawei stores not tied to Google Play, so these brands sell the apps via very own app stores, and we have actually published our apps there as well. Another thing about our global B2B products, we've published this in our database. One of the fundamental things about our database is that it's a huge library of data. It's important to be able to find data quickly, so we've updated the database. You can search via everything, all of its standards, support conversations, all of the databases. It's much more convenient as opposed to the way it was arranged previously. You don't need to go into different sections of the knowledge base to search all of it right now. Also, we are of course working a lot to help our team. As you may know, we have some talent hunger at the moment. We need pizza makers, we need team members, we need couriers. So we have done a lot of things to simplify hiring process. so that we would not miss out on potential talent. So another update is now that the hiring manager in a restaurant can see all of the applications together in one place. In addition, you know that according to current Russian legislation, we must vaccinate at least 60% of our team members. We have created, therefore, our very own vaccine tracker, where we're tracking which restaurants comply with legislation and what have not yet complied. Another important thing about our team: management of medical certificates. At the moment, there's expiration date of medical certificates in Russia, and we tied that expiration date to our annual organizational assessment. Therefore, now the restaurant managers and administrators can get this info and notifications that the medical certificate of a certain employee is about to expire in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, so it's possible to schedule this update, which obviously makes it so much more convenient. Another important thing about B2B, by the way, a footnote about Poland as well is due right now. In previous presentations, we were talking about moving cashiers to this plugin-based system, where we have the basic notion of cashier, where we receive orders, work with checks, etc. And there's a number of local integrations based on particular legislation of a given region. We had this in Poland. It was very complicated to deal with Polish legislation, so it was easier for us to find a development team in Poland so that they make a plugin for our cashier there. So we have geared up this solution. Now we have the external team that is in charge of transition of our cashier to the plugin-based system. The guys began with Belarus. A second thing about cashiers is, of course, cash in transit, which is a mandatory thing in Russia and Belarus. And another obsolete thing is new cashier in Nigeria. That truly has been a drag for a while. So we released this new cashier, we open it in Russia, it's better, it's easily updated, etc., etc. But it took us so long to deploy this cashier solution in all of the rest of the countries. And we can tell about this in more detail. With Dodo IS, it's impossible to make one thing and then just deploy it everywhere. And of course, you need to maintain that. We fixed the cashiers in Nigeria. Now it's finally the new cashier in Nigeria. Hooray! Another thing is sticker printers for Kazakhstan and UK. We actually had to do this according to the national legislation. We need to inform people of what the product is made of. And we also made the printers work faster. You see there's this letter D on this marker. D means delivery. So we can very quickly grab the information and see what's up with this order in the pizza restaurant, which shelf it must go to. These little things help us to make the operations so much faster. A few words about the platform, about technical side of things. You probably know well and remember well different presentations about Kubernetes, that Kubernetes is the future, this is where we're going, and we actually are. And there are still two things that are not yet there. Those are Tracker and Monolith, and we're about to move them to Kubernetes as well. Another important thing about the platform. You may see, by the way, that we're working more and more with external outsourced teams. And platform is no exception. It seems to be very complicated technology-wise and infrastructure-wise, and it seems to be very specific Dodo a story, but still the guys have been able to transition part of the maintenance task to outsourced teams. That will help us to remove certain burden from the shoulders of our teams, and still we will be able to maintain major infrastructural tasks while doing the things that we need for business. For example, transition to Kubernetes better. Another thing about the change of the platform, you probably know that certain people have been working for Dodo IS for 24/7. I mean, they have to be on shift. So, this shifts work via a pager device, this ancient, obsolete pager device. This is how it works. There are all kinds of monitoring services patched into Dodo IS. One service is monitoring the other service, and that other service monitors the first service, etc. And when something goes wrong, there's a message outgoing to the person on shift, and that person needs to fix the problem or the situation. So we want to make it easier for the people. So for the critical services, we have developers on shift during the business hours. Critical processes are processes regarding the processing of orders and delivery of orders. So the major things without which business will just not operate. A new thing about data. Data platform. So our guys have been able to do this curious financial dashboard for IMF. The guys have been working to distribute it for everybody because it's universal, it's easier to work with, and it doesn't matter what kind of data it digests, be it IMF data or Eurasia data. But naturally, in addition to this upper layer about financial graphics, under the hood we have a very powerful thing that leads us to completely new reporting coming from Dodo IS. So stay tuned for visual refresh of our reporting. New exciting things are coming. A few words about SLA. This is about the stability of the system. I have specifically put the last 2 months into the bracket, June, July, and a bit of August. This is the stability of our system. We're actually very strict about our criteria here. If the industry standard is 99.9% of availability for all of the services, even Google cannot guarantee 100% SLA. Our benchmark is actually higher. We have it in red when it's 99.5 and lower. So everything lower is a catastrophe. And SLA goes yellow when it's lower than 99.99. So you see, it has been quite stable. The system has been good. If you have heard about certain failures, that was something exceptionally particular. We had this curious SMS hacker attack, SMS-based hacker attack. They were trying to get into Dodo IS, make a ton of orders, send and distribute messages to clients. We are investigating that, but for now we have actually released a small patch to fix it right away. A few words about hiring. I'm actually approaching to the conclusion. You know about our outstanding project called Plus 100. It's not that we're going to hire another 100 people. We want to expand by 100 people. So if somebody is leaving, we need to rehire the person. So now we have actually engaged another 17 talented members of our team. I think we can make another 83 by the end of the year. So, therefore, I conclude for today. There will be a few updates to Dodo IS in the upcoming days. Please stay tuned at IT News, social networks, and the updates that are coming are truly significant. So, have a great weekend. Bye-bye.